lovely human. Welcome to The Little Flower. My name is Krista, and I use the presence and essence of flowers along with the tarot to deliver messages to help you align to your most authentic and abundant nature and path. So for today's reading, it will be a simple prompt. How can you invite more joy into your life? So we're just going to go down the rabbit hole together. Go ahead and choose group number 1 with the wild sunflower, group number 2 with the August lily, or group number 3 with the purple coneflower, and I will see you in your reading. Hello, lovely human. Welcome to The Little Flower. If you haven't been here before, my name is Krista, and I deliver messages to help you align to your most authentic and abundant nature and path using the presence and essence of flowers along with the tarot. So for today's reading, we are asking the question, how can you invite more joy into your life? That is our simple prompt. We're going to go down this rabbit hole together. You chose the wild sunflower. So I was actually having a really hard time figuring out what this flower was. Well, the app I used called Picture This was identifying, and I mean, maybe I did have, like I have some more of them up here in the setup, and maybe I did have 2 different kinds, but one of them was identified as the Jerusalem artichoke, and the other one was identified as the Maximilian sunflower. But the thing that they both had in common was that they're both sometimes called the wild sunflower. So we're just going to roll with that. It is called the wild sunflower. I love that energy anyway. It is symbolic of happiness, joy, optimism, and positivity. Perfect for this reading. How can you allow more joy into your life? I love sunflowers. They are one of my favorite flowers. You are the sunshine. You are the joy. That is the energy that's coming through. Actually, I'm going to do a message from this flower. I'm going to ask this flower if they will give us a message. So let's see. It kind of felt like I was already starting to channel the message with the you are the sunshine and you are the joy, but let's keep going here. Yes, you are the sunshine. You are the joy. You are the light that this world needs. We need you in your light. We need you in your truth. We need you in your beauty. We need you confident in who you are. We need you confident in your gifts, confident in the energy and essence, the very epitome of your existence on this planet, the core of who you are, confidence in knowing that the core of you is good, the core of you is goodness and love, and you feeling confident in that and you allowing that to shine through you is going to bring you the most joy and the world the most joy. So please, please, please remember that you are the light that we need. Okay, that is your beautiful message from the wild sunflower. I'm going to put her right up here as a little presence to just be here for reference during our reading. And I chose an overarching theme card from the Tarot Flora, and your card is... Oh my God. This is amazing. You have the 10 of Cups as your overarching theme. That is one of the happiest, I say the happiest card in the tarot. This is a state of being where it's like the feeling, like where I would attribute the Star card to all of your highest ideals and dreams coming true. I would attribute the 10 of Cups card to you are completely fulfilled and happy and are wanting for nothing in your life just as it is. You are contented exactly as your life is. And it is because of your relationships. It is because of the closest people in your life. It is because you have everything you need and more. You have everything you need for your soul to feel satiated. That is the energy here. So what is going to bring more joy and more life into your life is the recognition that this is your birthright to feel completely contented just as your life already is. I'm thinking of a time when I lived in Austin, Texas, and I had this week-long experience where I was so aligned with the divine, with the beauty of life. And I I had this feeling like I was alone. I was alone. And like my roommate was out of town and I had the house to myself. And just in my own energy and experience of life, I remember thinking, holy shit, I could die right now and I would be okay. And I would know that I fulfilled my mission, even though, like, mind you, I've had at that point, and still to this point, I have so many dreams that are unmet in my life. And you are entering into an era where you are aligned with this beautiful, high, divine energy that is truth itself. And the truth itself is that you are fulfillment itself. Like, your life is fulfillment itself. You have already fulfilled in your imperfection, in the imperfection of your life, in the unmet dreams of your life. You have already fulfilled your mission and your purpose on this planet up to this point. And when you align to the divine and when you align to the truth of your soul, you will recognize that you have everything you need. You've always had everything you've ever needed, and you will always have everything you'll ever need. And it's that feeling that I had that time. And that wasn't just like a phase. That was me entering into truth for a moment, like peeking my head like through the clouds for a moment and seeing the light of day, the light of truth that exists 24/7, 100% of the time as a part of our human soul essence. And this is you aligning to that energy and knowing that everything's okay. Everything's going to be okay. I am okay. Like, everything is exactly as it should be. And this brings you so much peace. This makes you realize that some of the petty things you were worrying about before are not worth it. You just realize, like, I don't regret anything. I am grateful for everything, and everything's going to be okay because God is in control. And that's the feeling. That's the energy. So yeah, there's like it's not even like a humbling thing. It's more like a recognition of your soul's own divinity. Like, it's a recognition of the light within and the truth within. And it's unconditional love, and it's universal love, and it's oneness. And this is what you're walking into. You're going to be able to have this type of energy moving forward. And I would venture to guess that meditation is going to help you a lot with this. Walking in nature, getting off your electronics, spending time in the I'm feeling like a warm breeze blowing past, natural water, immersing yourself in natural water, listening to the birds chirp, like watching the little squirrels run around, like, just finding a groove in that natural flow in nature, in your life, in the natural light of who you are. So again, like meditation, grounding into your body, yoga, just whatever makes you feel really alive in your body, whatever you feel called to do to calm your nervous system. These are going to be the things that get you to a place of reception to where this energy is going to evoke itself through you. And also, what's another gift of this energy being witnessed by you within your own being is your ability to recognize what truly, truly matters, and recognize that you have the power to make a difference in this world, no matter how small it is, and that we need you. And not only do we need you, we need everyone to awaken to the power that they hold, even if it's small, even if it's it's like the micro matters so much, and that's something you're awakening to as well. So again, how can you bring this into your life, this joy of this beauty and this awakening and this truth? Open up space for it, because it wants to come in. It's ready and available for you, but all you have to do is open the door for it and create that spaciousness so it can show up for you. So again, take those walks in nature without your phone. Do those meditations. Do those yoga sessions, like anything. Sorry, these are just, you know, examples, that things I would do, whatever's coming to your mind and heart, where you know that you can create that spaciousness in your life so that this can show up for you. Spend more time with your children. That was another thing that came through. Like, spend more time with the innocence of children and truly like in play. And yeah, like even watching a movie, going to the movies, reading a really good book, like getting immersed in art, like something like that could bring this about. So whatever you feel called to do, please go do that. And know that this energy is available. And once, like, and even one other thing you can do is literally just simply put the intention out there to open up to this energy. You are ready for it. You want this. And just put that out there, just in your heart and in your mind, and it will respond. It will come in. It will trickle in, or it will just show up one day, like it did for me that week in Austin. It just came to my door, and I just experienced it, and it was amazing. And it felt so truthful, you know, just like, oh, like, okay, all is well. Like, I could die right now, and I know everything would be okay. That kind of energy. And not to scare you about dying or anything, but it was just that feeling of like, oh, it's gonna be okay. Like, all is well. Like, death isn't scary, you know, like being human doesn't have to be scary. Like, we're all where we're meant to be. Everything's exactly how it's meant to be. Wow. Okay. So that was your message simply from the Ten of Cups card. So I am going to pull a couple of cards from the the Secret Language of Animals Oracle. I want to get 2 animals for you. And this is, I'm actually really glad I got the animal deck, because animals they're already existing in that flow, you know, like they have access to that truth at all times, that everything is as it should be. Everything is in harmony. And so I'm excited to see what animals come through for you. Ooh. Okay, you have a lot of animal guides. Kind of exploded there. I think I need to blend them up a little better. There we go. That's way better. Whew. All right. Ooh, we have the orangutan. The orangutans reminded me of a reel I saw earlier on Instagram where someone was doing magic for an orangutan, and the orangutan was like mind blown. Anyway, thought I'd just mention that. And then we have the lotus blue butterfly. So the butterfly's keywords are transformation, becoming, lightness, and beauty. And the orangutan is laughter, curiosity, patience, and play. And we have 34 and 40. 7 and 4. 4 is the number of security. 7 is the number of the divine. Grounding divinity in your body and being. Grounding divinity onto the earth. That is the energy. Pull a couple more cards here. Let's get some cards from the Divine Feminine Oracle. I've never used this deck in a reading before, so this is actually really interesting. I just realized. So I had this, sorry, I'm kind of shifting gears here. I had this really toxic friend in the past, and actually these were her cards. And I actually did get rid of everything from her. It just felt right to do so. But these I had left up here. I'm in Canada right now, staying with my aunt. And my aunt, I had left these already with my aunt up here. So I didn't have access to get rid of them, you know. But they're still very beautiful cards. Like, I'm not going to, I mean, we're going to keep them. It's fine. You know, I think I'll be okay. But I find it super interesting, and I didn't plan this or think about this at all. But this Divine Feminine Oracle, I had another friend, and I'm mentioning Austin again. That's so crazy. So when I was in Austin, I had another friend, and while there were beautiful moments in both friendships, the friendship I had in Austin, I recognized towards the end was like someone I had attracted in because I was still unhealed from like that original wounding from the other friend. So even though I had already let go of that other friend, I was still attracting the same energy basically into my life. Like I was still being treated the same way. And hold on one second. I'm gonna There we go. Perfect. It was crooked. I just had to fix that. But yeah, so yeah, the second friend was, I think, I don't know if you've ever heard of that, where if you're unhealed, then the universe will keep sending you reminders that you need to work on this thing. And until you truly heal the thing, it's like you keep attracting energies that are similar. And that's what had happened with me. And anyway, this was the deck of cards that she had when I was in Austin. These are not her cards or anything. My aunt just happened to have these ones. I didn't buy them. So and this is the first time I've ever used them. So this is super interesting to me. I wonder what this has to do. I mean, I'm just doing a simple basic, how can you invite more joy, into your life reading. And now we're like, these two people, these two girls, these women who represented a pain point for me that I had to release and let go of, and sending them so much love. But like, I find that super interesting. And what I would say is, I feel like it's for you representing something that's been healed within yourself, even with this like design here and this perfect, beautiful red, like, kind of looks like a seed or something. But it feels like a healed wound. That's what this feels like. Yeah. And like white, this could even be like white blood cells coming in to heal something. But, you are healed. You are fully healed. It is time to move forward. Your love and your truth speak through you and for you. And you don't have to worry anymore. You don't have to guard your heart so protectively. Like, you don't have to, like, if your body and your being want to fall into love with another person, or want to fall into friendship with another person, or wants to fall into a groove in your life that you're afraid to fall into because you're afraid that past wounding will catch up with you, please do not be afraid. You are fully healed, and you will know if there is a reason to turn or walk away, and it will be so clear and so obvious. So please do not be afraid to take risks. Please do not be afraid to meet new people. Please do not be afraid to go to a deeper depth or a higher height when it comes to being vulnerable or intimate or loving someone. Please do not be afraid, because you are healed and you are whole and you are ready for that next step. So that feels like the message that wanted to come through with my realization of these two decks. But let's go ahead and shuffle this up and see what cards we do get from this Divine Feminine Oracle here. God is so good. And that energy came through just now, like you being in an energy of just being like, oh my God, God is so good. Life is so good. I'm so grateful. So much gratitude's pouring through right now. I would say Ten of Cups is about gratitude too. Okay, we have Sarada Devi, the Divine Mother. Unconditional love exists within me. The presence of love is the absence of judgment. That is exactly what this feels like. Even with these two women, coming up for me, when I'm in your energy, I didn't have any negative feelings. It was just all love. And it is just all love. And it's like, there's no point. It's just when you're existing in this state of unconditional love, you just realize, like, why do I always dwell in these little things? Like, they don't matter. They have never mattered. And I'm just wasting my life if I'm focused on these petty, small things when I'm a part of something so much greater. And I want to walk towards that. And I want to trust in the protection of that. And I don't have to worry anymore. So that's really beautiful. And then I'll pull one more. And we have Shekinah, the presence of the Divine Feminine. At the center of everything, there is light, and I am that light. You are the light. Your center is light. You are the love, your center, unconditional love and light. That's literally what these two cards mean. So beautiful. All right, let's go ahead and get into the tarot now. So just before I sat down to do this reading, to set everything up and do this reading, I went upstairs and went to get some water, and my aunt was up there, and she had gone on a trip this weekend and bought me a new tarot deck. So we are definitely going to use the tarot deck in this reading, of course. This is the Tarot of the Divine. I think I've seen ASO Tarot use it quite a bit. It's a really beautiful deck, and I might use the book as a resource, just because so it says inspired by deities, folklore, and fairy tales from around the world. So I think I might tap into that book a little bit during this, but let's see what comes through for you. It's okay to show up imperfectly, by the way. If there's something you want to show up for in your life, it's okay to be human within that, and have a balance of showing up and saying what you need to say, doing what you need to do, but also recognizing it's okay if you're tired. It's okay if sometimes you don't 100% feel like doing it, but you're doing it anyway because you know you want to deep down. You know, it's okay, like, if you just feel like an imperfect human in the middle of the beautiful things you feel called to do in this life. Like, that's how it's always, I mean, not always going to feel. I think sometimes we do have these amazing moments where we feel superhuman and just so in our vibe and so in the flow of things. But other times it's going to feel like there's a little resistance, or there's just a self-doubt, you know, things like that. That's going to be part of the journey as well. And like, that's okay. You know, it's always okay. It's always going to be okay. And the more you keep showing up in your light and in your truth and in your voice, then the more that everything is going to prove to you constantly that it's always going to be okay. And that people love you no matter what. And they're so grateful for your light and for your unconditional love, no matter how you've shown up within it. Your light shines through you. And like, that's what people feel. They don't feel your internal dialogue of, you know, negative self-talk or worry or concern or whatever it may be, you know, self-doubt. Like, they feel your light. They feel your love. And you can take that to the bank. That is how people feel your energy. Okay. So we have the King of Cups. These cards look so small compared to the Oracle cards, but they're actually pretty decent sized tarot cards. Okay. We have the Two of Wands, the Hanged Man, the Four of Cups, the Two of Swords. There is such a strong, with the Four of Cups being in the center, there's a strong message of it is okay to show up even when you're not enthusiastic about something. It is okay to just, like, you're being called to show up even when you don't really feel like it. Like, and know that, like, even in those energies, what you have to give is so potent and so powerful, and your soul kind of takes over and does the work for you. Like, it's okay if your human self is resistant or, you know, sluggish or whatever the energy is. Like, it's okay to show up in both your power and your weakness, and know that, like, in your weakness, that's where God's strength lies. And there's going to be that beautiful balance. So trust in what you're called to do and show up consistently, and just know that you're going to be provided with the energy and the intention and the love and the truth and like everything that you need to do your work, period. Just show up to it. That's all you have to do. You're imperfect, and it's how it's going to be. Okay, Ace of Swords. That is about voice, communication, epiphany. All right, one more. Knight of Coins. Okay. So I pulled open the guidebook for the Four of Cups. It is called The Nightingale, and it is from Denmark. It is a Danish folktale. It says the Four of Cups represent romanticizing bad choices while ignoring the good alternatives before you. It is coveting what is superficially, quote, better, neglecting a plain nightingale who can actually sing away death. upright, a lack of awareness, pessimism, daydreaming, lethargy, reevaluation, and reversed, motivation, opportunity, optimism, restlessness, and boredom. Okay. So this is the energy that is leaving, and it is a pattern of you looking around you and thinking that things aren't good enough. And like with this saying, it's coveting what is superficially better, neglecting a plain nightingale who can actually sing away death. Like singing away death makes me think of the energy that came through off the bat. Like I could die and everything would be okay. And it's like singing away fear. Like you have access to powerful energy. You have access to divinity within your soul. And for you to look around and be unsatisfied with something or compare it to something else and want something more or better, you're doing a disservice to the divinity within your soul that wants you to align to the beauty in the imperfection of your life and wants you to recognize that you are the light. Like you are the solar system? That doesn't make a lot of sense, but like you are the solar system. Well, I'm thinking of the solar system and the sun being the center of the solar system. And if it's almost like a feeling of like you are the sun and you're looking out thinking that you need to be one of the planets, but you've been the sun all along, and the sun is the thing that the planets orbit around. And like you've been the light all along. And all of these things outside of you are simply just reflections of you. Like you can only see them because of your own light. And like you were the light all along. And wherever you are, whatever you're doing, whoever you're with, it's always been exactly where you've been meant to be and exactly what you were meant to shine light on. And exactly what needed your light. And while you've shifted and grown and changed and evolved and damn, I was on a tangent and it was so funny because right before that I was like, oh, I really need to restart the camera timer. It tops off at 30 minutes. And of course that bit me in the ass. But I was telling you, you are the solar system. Like you are the sun and you are the solar system. Like these external things that you look at are just reflections of you. You've been the light all along. And it's just this feeling like everywhere you've ever been, you were meant to be there. Everyone you've ever been with, everything you've ever done, like your light was meant to exist within that space. You were meant to shine light on those people, on those places, on those things. And it is what this earth and what humanity has needed of you and from you, just you and your presence. So, yeah, just you're walking into such a recognition of your light and an acceptance. Like there's such a deep acceptance here of your life and of life in general, and of the good, the bad, the highs, the lows, and recognizing that there is no good or bad. There are no highs or lows. There's an acceptance and understanding, a deeper understanding of death. There's a deeper knowing that there is life beyond death. There is just such a feeling of oneness and hope and faith. And this is like your new era. And this is what's going to bring the most joy in your life, because petty things that you used to worry about are just going to fall away because you're finally focused more on what is most important. And that is simply to shine your light in the world and speak your truth and do the good that you came here to do and love who you came here to love. And it's as simple as that. And it not to diminish any heaviness or difficult times, because of course it can be very, very difficult, especially for beautiful, pure, sensitive energies like yours. it can be very difficult to see the contrast between the love and the light that exists within you and the darkness and the pain and, dare I say, evil sometimes of this world. But you know that everything's going to be okay, and you're such a comforting presence to this world, and we really need you in your light. And so keep deepening into that, and keep deepening into the truth of who you are, because we need that so much. Your energy is so high vibe that it's hard to like interpret the tarot cards. The Knight of Pentacles is popping out to me the most right now. There is a cow, but not a cow, a bull. There's a bull here. And the Knight of Pentacles is about like steady progress over time. There's a deep recognition of that way of life, like of the reality that you are just like one piece of the puzzle, and that slowly and steadily you can shine your light, and that is all you need to do to fulfill your mission. It doesn't need to be some huge thing. There's not a lot of pressure about it. It's simple. It's easeful. It's just simply who you are, and it's natural. And that in itself is like the greatest thing you can do for humanity. With the Ace of Swords being here, I'm thinking of like using your voice, writing, like there's a power in your voice and in your truth, and we need to hear that on this planet. So no matter how little ears your truth falls on, we still need it. Again, there's that message of anywhere you are, that's where you're meant to be, and that's where your light's meant to be shone. So shine that light, speak that truth, be brave to do it wherever you are. And there's such an overlying recognition of death here, and it's in a positive way, because it's like you're not worried about, like, you're not avoiding the reality of death, and you're not, like, in a way there's like an equation of death with fear here. It's like before, where there was fear and like fear of, it might even be like fear of ego death kind of a thing. But where there was fear before, there is no longer fear. Like if I can overcome death, or if I'm recognizing that death is inevitable, then I'm recognizing that I have power to make a difference here while I'm here. And I only have this one life to do it. So I'm going to do it. I don't know what lies beyond this 100%, but I know that I'm here now, and this is a once in a lifetime opportunity to spread love. So I'm going to do it. There's this tarot card popping out at me over here that I'm going to join into your reading, and we have Temperance. Okay. Yeah, with the Knight of Pentacles and Temperance being here, there's this feeling of showing up consistently over time, and then opening your eyes one day and seeing the transformation that has taken place within your being and in your life, and being in awe of it, and recognizing that it was those little moments, those little shifts, those little changes, those little tasks, little things that you did from day to day that created this transformed experience of life. With the Two of Swords being here, it feels as though there's been an internal impasse. Ways in which you have held yourself back from fully showing up as yourself in the world, in your full truth. And I see that fading away. I see like the Two of Swords as someone who does have their eyes closed. And it just that the word impasse, like you've just held yourself back, like a feeling of I'm not ready. We've got the hanged man here too. That is this like stalling kind of energy. And I feel like you're finally freeing yourself, and you're finally just opening your eyes and realizing you had the power all along. And it doesn't have to be huge. Like it's just in baby steps. It's little ways that you can share your truth in your voice, and it's just sharing yourself. That's all it is. It's just being all of who you are unapologetically in the world, and that alone is your purpose. That alone is what we need. Yeah, this Ace of Swords here, there is I kind of want to read, I'm going to read from the book, because there's, like you see this rope knot, and then there's a sword here, and it's like he's cutting the rope knot with the sword, and it feels like there's like a knot in your being that's been holding you back. It even feels like a net here. And then finally you're taking your sword of truth and you're just cutting right through that knot by just expressing yourself fully. And it's just like, once that knot is cut and released, you're free. And from there on out, you're spilling the tea. What I don't know why that came to me, but you're spilling everything. You're just unabashedly being all of who you are in the world, and people are loving it, and people are needing it, and people are healed from it. Okay, so Ace of Swords, Gordian knot from Turkey. It is a Greek legend. Interesting that it's from Turkey and then it's Greek though. When I was in Turkey, someone there told me that Turkey and Greece had like a weird rivalry. It was like cousins that are like hate each other or something. I don't know. I just remember that. But it says the Ace of Swords represents a sudden burst of inspiration, a new solution, a new way of thinking to break through the problem. Slicing through the Gordian knot begins a campaign to conquer new lands. Upright new projects, truth, assertiveness, creative thinking, and clarity, and reversed a lack of communication, misinformation, rigidity, and confusion. Yeah, it's almost like, it just feels like there's like so much inside of you that's been balled up and held back and held down, and you've just like held yourself back consistently. And it's like you're finally breaking free and you're just unafraid anymore, and you're showing up imperfectly, and it just feels so liberating. That is the feeling. Okay. So now we're going to go over here to the King of Cups and the Two of Wands. This has had me a little perplexed throughout the whole reading. I keep thinking like the energy just hasn't been speaking to me, and it's taking a minute. Well, the King of Cups is making me think of a person. It always makes me think of a person. I just read from the book, and it talked about a very protective and fierce person. And the Two of Wands is about, in the book, it said it's about travel. But it's a lot about planning ahead, looking forward. And there are two heads on this guy for the Two of Wands. And one has like a mustache and one doesn't. And it's making me think again of the cousins who don't like each other. Like the Turkey and Greece thing I just mentioned. Now I'm thinking of the merging of... Okay, because the Two of Swords are kind of coming in again now. There's like this feeling of... This feels like... And this could be you or another person in your life. Or potential person in your life. It could lean masculine just because it is the King of Cups. But... And this energy on the Two of Wands is very... It's like a very strong, muscular man. So that's making me think masculine as well. There's a feeling of two energies in one person that are finally coming into like agreement with one another. So like if it's a person who is struggling between listening to their heart and listening to their head, this is them finally coming together. Like both their heart and the head are finally on the same page and saying the same thing. Again, this could be you or another person. This feels like a matter of the heart with the cups energy. This feels like a decision being made. And I kind of felt this, and there's like a familiar feeling coming through of like someone coming in that feels familiar. So this could be someone that you already know, or someone that just feels familiar when they do come in, like you've known them for lifetimes. But it feels as though it feels like someone choosing you. Someone recognizing the error of their ways. Recognizing that you have always been meant to be a part of their life and choosing you. And whether or not you choose them back, that's up to you. And this could even be a father figure or like a parental figure. It could be a friend. It could be whoever this is, like however this is resonating for you. Go with that. But there is a feeling of you feeling chosen by someone. Truly, truly, truly chosen. And seen, heard, honored in the way you're meant to be honored. And there is a feeling, it almost feels like someone from your past. And it's like a feeling of you get to choose from that point if it feels right to move forward. Like with this person, like having this person in your life at all. Like this, or like how often or how much you want this person to be a part of your life. Like there's that kind of feeling. But this is, this is a reading about how can you bring joy, more joy into your life. And I think this offering that's coming in for you from this person is going to bring you joy because you're going to feel honored by another in places where before you felt dishonored. And it's going to help you heal in some way. Not that you need another person to heal, but that doesn't mean we don't heal through relationship. Of course we heal through relationship. I mean, sometimes we need relationship to heal. So there's a very healing element, like one way or another, however you choose to move forward from that point, you feel so seen and honored, and you're so grateful for that. And there's a mending there. So there's that. That's going to bring you some joy. So, yeah. Okay. Is there anything else? Do I want to pull? I had 2 tarot decks, but maybe I'll pull a couple cards from the Radiant Wilds Tarot. This reading's it's getting much more in-depth than I thought. Like when I went to sit down and do the readings, I was like, oh, I'll just do like quick, joyful light readings. And it was like, whoa, no, this goes deep. And that is all good. I almost want to get confirmation about this person or this energy coming in, this reconciled energy that's finally honoring you. And even if it's someone who doesn't physically come in, like you'll feel it. I feel like you'll feel it in your soul, like the feeling of being honored where you once were dishonored. Okay. We have the High Priestess, the 5 of Cups, and the Tower. I'm like iffy if I want to pull one more card. Sure. Well, we have Judgment. No, Judgment Upright. It almost felt like it wanted to be reversed, but no, Judgment Upright. Okay. Holy moly, Judgment and the Tower. That is some pretty powerful energy. I feel like you're going through a huge, huge shift right now. And like a release, like 5 of Cups feels like you're walking away from disappointment. Like it's no longer like a shadow hanging over you, like you feeling like you're like dissatisfaction or disappointment with when you look around you, like no longer is a part of your life. There's just a feeling of divine intervention here, like a powerful healing that comes in and transforms your entire being. Like you're ready for this healing. The healing of your psychic powers, like a healing of your intuition, a healing of your ability to see the truth and to feel safe in your like intuition, feeling safe in your sensitivity, feeling safe in your like psychic prowess, whatever that means, like feeling powerful in it. Like there is a feeling of like, I feel like I can see for miles. Like I feel like I can protect myself. I feel like I can, I have an inner knowing that I can trust so deeply. And because of that, you feel like you can see things that others can't, and like you can protect others because of that. Like your psychic and spiritual gifts are highly activated moving forward, and like it feels like you're honing them, and you're like you're a master at channeling them and using them for good in the world. And your voice is so powerful. Like I keep wanting to say that. And like, I don't know, you are such a force for good, and you're a powerhouse. And I really feel like you're like what once might have like been your downfall. Like a lot of times sensitivity can be a struggle, is now your superpower, and you're harnessing it as a superpower, and you feel protected in that, you feel rooted in that, and you feel safe in that, and you feel skilled in that. So that's really amazing and really beautiful. Like, I am alive, I am awake. There is so much more. That is the feeling. Okay, I'm going to pull a couple last little cards from the Faceted Garden Oracle, and that will be your reading. We need what you have to give. So whatever you're doing it feels like you're starting out like with that Ace of Swords, cutting that knot and just showing up and offering what you have in your imperfection. It's leading to this like masterful honing of your power in the world to protect and to spread truth and love. And it's amazing. Okay, we have, I'm just going to leave it at that. We have Star. So in the beginning, when I was talking about the Ten of Cups being like you being satisfied with everything as it is, this is telling you that you have the power to create everything exactly the way you envision it in your soul, and you have the power to create the world in which you want to see for yourself, for your life. Like you get to live your dream life on top of all of this purpose that you're existing in, and top of all this love that you're sharing. You still get to be like and live in your own sense of playfulness and joy and love and expansion, and what feels right to you and your soul and your immediate family and your loved ones and your world, your little world. Like you get to live the world you want to live. You get to have it all. Whatever it is that you want, you get to manifest that. So it's just such a beautiful little like tying this reading up in a bow that you truly get to have it all. And it's just lovely because the message is that even if you don't get to attain it all, like you will, but like you know deep in your soul that even if you don't, you're happy just as things are. So that's a really beautiful, just all-encompassing message. And keep going. We need what you have to offer. Thank you so much for being here, group number 1. This was a beautiful reading. I am honored by your presence, and I hope I see you in another one. Bye. All right, my lovely human. If you'd like to be supported by me more deeply through powerful energy healing transmissions that serve as monthly anchor points to keep you grounded and aligned to your most fulfilling and abundant path, along with access to a growing collection of exclusive soulful pick-a-flower readings, I'd be honored to have you in the sacred space of my Little Flower Patreon community. My intention is for this space to be a spiritual lifeline to healing, clarity, and soul alignment. A sacred container that leaves you feeling free and safe to unfold into your most authentic and abundant nature. I've made this accessible at just $8 per month, intentionally so as the number 8 symbolizes abundance, balance, and unity. If you feel called, feel free to like, comment, or subscribe to the Little Flower YouTube channel, as all of these exchanges help not only for my channel growth, but for me to feel connected to the fabric of the community who finds their way into the energetic space I've created. Feel free to browse my single infinite prayer energy healing transmissions, check out my adorable merch featuring my bee and flowers logo and the phrase, "Hello, lovely human," and leave me a tip, or in other words, buy me a coffee if you feel called to. I sometimes offer personal readings, so be on the lookout for open slots for those as well. Everything you'll need is listed in the description box below. Last but not least, I have another YouTube channel called Soul Hearken, which is my heart and soul in video form. If you feel called to it, I'd be honored to have you over there as well. With so much gratitude, I send you prayers of happiness, peace, health, and wealth. You are honored and loved. Hello, lovely human. Welcome to The Little Flower. If you haven't been to my channel before, my name is Krista, and I use the presence and essence of flowers along with the tarot to deliver messages to help you align to your most authentic and abundant nature and path. So, for today's reading, I am simply asking the question, how can you invite more joy into your life? And group number one's reading was so beautiful, so I'm super excited to see what comes through for you. So you chose this beautiful little guy, which is called the August lily. So it is actually a lily that sprouts out of a hosta. Really beautiful. I'm going to show it up close just so you can see the intricacies of it. And I actually am going to get messages from the flowers today. So look at these little guys. They all like sprout. They're like, each one is a lily just like that, and it just subtly over time sprouts. And actually the symbolism, I made up the symbolism. Constant proliferation and protection. So the hosta, and it looks like the flowers as well, they grow new leaves consistently over the summer so that the leaves underneath are protected from the harsh sun, which actually makes me feel quite happy because I notice sometimes that hostas easily get burnt, you know, because they do prefer shade. So I think that's really beautiful. You know, it's just like a constant, it feels like abundant energy too, like constant proliferation and constant protection of that proliferation. So this almost feels like 10 of Pentacles energy, like this feeling of overflow and abundance that is like never ending and rooted so deeply and just constant. It's a constant, you can rely on it kind of thing. So that's the energy coming forward. But yeah, let's see what this beautiful August lily. Do you have anything to say to group number two? I heard, I am beautiful and so are you. We are one. You are group number two, so there is a feeling of unity here. When you see beauty in me, in a flower, when you see beauty in a tree, a hummingbird, when you see beauty in a mountain, a lake, the ocean, just know that that is simply the beauty of who you are being reflected back to you. All of the beauty outside of yourself exists within you as well. You are beauty itself. Remember that. No matter what phase of your life you're in, no matter what you look like, how you're feeling about yourself, just know that you are beauty and that can never change. Tap into that beauty, the truth of the beauty of who you are, and let that be expressed through you, and people will feel it and people will see it. You are beauty. Just know it. Believe in it. And walk through life as if it's true because it is true. Yay! This flower told you you're beautiful. I love that. That's awesome. There's such a loving in, like, you know, with the unity energy, this could end up being a relationship reading. We'll see. I just got a little like twitch on my hand when I said that, so I wonder if that's a little nudge. But yeah, let's just get into the reading and see what happens here. So I pulled an overarching theme card for your reading from the Tarot Flora, and I accidentally looked at it earlier, so I know what it is. But it is the Three of Wands, one of my favorite cards. The Three of Wands is a card of expansion and growth. It is the same energy of the flower and the hosta with the leaves proliferating constantly. It is just overflow. It is whatever it is that you are wanting to grow in your life, whatever it is that you are wanting to expand in your life, this is that expanding. So if you're wanting to build wealth, this is your wealth expanding and you seeing results of that. If you're wanting to attract love, this is you attracting someone and falling in love, and that love growing so deep and so wide, and it feels so all-encompassing. Whatever this is that you're attracting or building or growing or intending, you are meant to expand. And we will get more cards to see if there is any more context to this, but this is your initial message. You are in a time of, like, the Three of Wands also, and the Two of Wands for some reason, both make me think of like a new horizon. Like you, like, walking into a new sunrise, and that's the energy too. So like at the dawn of a new day, that's the feeling. So really beautiful energy to start off with. So yes, let's pull a couple cards from the Secret Language of Animals Oracle. Like I just saw like a red carpet being rolled out for you to walk on. Like a royal, like a carpet, like in a castle or something being rolled out, or like a carpet being rolled for a wedding. Like it's like you're about to like feel so divine and so regal as you move forward into this beautiful new era of your life. It's like everything's bending to your will in a way. Like all of nature, all of like the world around you, like society, everything's bending to your will, because your will is so beautiful. Your will is so pure and made of love that the world responds to that. Everything is co-conspirating to allow you to walk forward in your intended reality, because your intended reality is amazing, and it is not only good for you, but it is good for everyone. It is good for the earth. It is good for the world. So the universe is conspiring to make this happen. And all you have to do is let go, trust, and keep walking forward, because everything is basically at your beck and call to make whatever this is that you want to make happen in your life happen. Okay, we've got a couple cards. Woo, holy moly. We have the Python. Discernment, detachment, transformation, and renewal. And we have the number 17, which is the star card in tarot. It is a card, like everything I just said. Like anything you want, anything you will to happen can happen for you and will happen for you, so long as you walk forward in faith and integrity. Sky's the limit. The snake is interesting. Discernment, detachment, we'll get to it. And then we have the sea turtle. Okay. And again, the two animals are both facing this Three of Wands card. And this Three of Wands card is about your will and everything unfolding to your will. And ooh, we have number 7, which is a number of the divine. So the divine is bending to your will as well. 17 reduces to 8, which is a number of abundance. There is just so much, so many resources available to you. What you are wanting to create is good for the world, period. And so why wouldn't everything line up for it to happen? Okay, so the sea turtle is beginnings, self-reliance, journey, and home. And even with like journey and home, it's like home, you feeling that you're at home in this world, that your gifts are at home in this world, that your voice is at home in this world, that what you have to offer is at home in this world, is beneficial to many, is beneficial to all. Is the door open for others to find what makes them feel at home in this world? And you feeling at home and safe at home in this world is beneficial to the world. We need you feeling safe and at home so that you can move forward on this planet with what you have to give, what you have to offer, with peace, with integrity, with truth, in freedom. Like, we need you in that energy so that you can give, because your soul longs to give to the world. Your soul longs to change the world for the better. And you need the proper, like, supportive energies around you to make that happen. So don't be ashamed to desire things like luxurious experiences or things, or a luxurious home, or whatever it is that you may feel guilt or shame for desiring. Like if you think you're wanting something that's like in excess, or if there's guilt because you want things or you're attaining things that others don't have, no, this is a message that you're meant to have all this because you're opening doors for so others can too. You feeling at home and cushy and calm and safe and happy in the world gives you so much energy to go and do what you got to do on this planet to help others feel the same. You deserve it all. And so many energies and helpers and guides in the spirit realm and on earth are here and available to help you. So open up to that help. Let it in. Okay, I'm going to pull a couple cards from the Divine Feminine Oracle as well. I feel like this Python is going to have something to say at some point in this reading, but it hasn't hit me yet. Because that's a pretty powerful energy to come through. Like a primal energy. Okay. We have Lalita, the red goddess. Playfulness is a spiritual power. Laughter leads me back to the light. Aw, I love that. She has a bow and arrow. So bow and arrow is making me think of like you hitting your target, you having a target and you hitting it, you being very crystal clear about what you want to manifest, what you want to create, and you being able to hit that target. That's the feeling. I've seen that, yes, we have transformation on this card, and we do have butterflies, a lot of butterflies in this card. So you're transforming into someone who goes after what they want and who gets it and who hones their power to hit that target. And there is no more shame. Yeah, like I love this. I love that we started off with this, like, you know, it's like a hesitancy, but no, I think you're hitting your mark, and like you're starting to feel more confident in your manifestation powers and in like the integrity of what you're creating. And the reality that like what you are wanting to create in this world is like just as worthy, if not more worthy, than some other people's pursuits. Like there are so many people in this world doing things for the wrong reasons, causing, like, wreaking havoc, ruining the planet because of their own egoist, that's not even, like, egoist desires and pursuits. They are ruining the planet. So you need to be honed in your desires and your pursuits because they are rooted in love, and you need to find that power because love is way more powerful than hate. Love is way more powerful than greed. And so you can make such a powerful difference by honing your power and going after what you want and making that powerful difference. Okay. We have Diana, Queen of the Wilderness, and she has a bow and arrow too. Oh my God. Stop it. The language of the natural world is a frequency of love. This is my mother tongue. This is the feeling of like living in your divinity and living in your femininity and living in your power and just being in your like this beautiful, like with the playful energy over here. It's like you're laughing but yet you are living in your like goddess like insane power to create, to transform, to like fight the good fight, to like stick it to the man kind of energy. Like you are in that powerful energy. That is where you are headed. You are making this insane rooted like prime, like this is coming from a primal place. Like I'm seeing someone giving birth while squatting. Like I'm seeing someone like screaming, like giving birth to a new world, and like it's an like powerful rooted red energy. It is beautiful. And you are tapping into that passion and that power. And like that, there's like a righteous indignation almost coming through. Like fuck this. Like these people don't know what it's like the leaders of this world are like ruining things. And like people are living in deep poverty and people are being like killed, you know, like this world is like, how have things gotten here? And it's like something is ignited within you to make a huge difference in this world, like to tackle big problems and to just go after the truth, and you're just unafraid. There's just like a fearlessness coming through. I hope I worded that right. That was pretty intense when I was saying it, but it's the truth. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get into the tarot. So, right before I did this reading, I went upstairs to get water, and my aunt had bought me a new tarot deck. So I, of course, have to use it in this reading. So yeah, here we are with the Tarot of the Divine. And let's see what we got here. This is amazing. This is like activism energy. This is you And that is weird because I was just talking to my aunt about how I have like the heart of an activist, and one day I'd love to do more just for the planet and for humanity. But yeah, so let's see what cards you get, what tarot cards you get, because this is really powerful, transformative, activated. Just love it. But it's like an activated divine feminine. So like feminine energy is typically associated with like, unfortunately, it's associated with like passivity. It's associated with like allowing, which is fine. But this is like an angry mother who is like fed up that the world has mistreated their children in a certain way. You know, like this is like the ferocity of a mother. Like, and this sounds extreme, but like it's reminding me of like a mother bear protecting her cubs. Like, I will murder. Like, I will murder to protect my offspring, you know? Like, that is like coming from that primal place. That is wild. Not that you're going to murder, but you know what I mean. It's coming from that intense place. Okay, what do we have? Page of Swords. All right. We're starting small. Got to start somewhere. The world. Okay, I think that makes perfect sense. Like, I feel like you want to change the world. You want to do everything you can that is in your power to make a difference in this world. And you have a vision. You have a vision for the world that it's beautiful and powerful and is meant to come true. We have the Eight of Cups. Ooh, in the center we have the Queen of Cups. Love that. We have the Death card. We have the Hierophant. I think that makes a lot of sense. And the Queen of Swords. I love that we have two queens. Hell yeah. So the Hierophant was making a lot of sense because the Hierophant can be about existing like structures and like powers that be that are kind of like controlling shit. So it could be like governments and systems that have been put in place for so long, like that are antiquated. It can be like religious institutions that have power over people. You know, it's like it's giving me like gatekeeper energy. So it's just like institutions, like things have been set in place. And in this case, it's feeling like they're outdated. And even with the Eight of Cups being here, being about walking away from what no longer serves, this is humanity walking away from what no longer serves. This is like an entire movement of kind of like fighting the man in a way. There's such oppression on this planet, and it not even oppression, like straight up evil that is happening in these institutions and in these positions of power that humanity is waking up to, and you are one of those people. And yeah, there's like a whole movement that you're a part of, and yeah, you're meant to walk forward in your truth. And there is, yeah, again, like a fearlessness, powerful impact. The color red is like really popping out to me. Like it's like you're seeing red and just going, like speaking your truth and just in a fiery passion going after what you know to be right. That is the feeling. Page of Swords can be about speaking your truth. It can be, but it is like a novice kind of energy. So there might be some practice energy that needs to come in with you. And with the world being here too, like knowledge, like I'm thinking of like learning more about the world, learning more about what's going on so that you feel properly informed to move forward in whatever it is that you want to make a difference in. But ultimately, with the Queen of Cups being in the center, this is all coming from a place of love. This is coming from a place of you feeling connected to the greater whole and the needs of the greater whole, and you being intuitive, and you being kind, you having like unconditional love for humanity, and everything you do is coming from a place of love. Look at this bitch. I've been cussing a lot in your reading, but there is that ferocity energy in your reading. But look at her. She looks like angry, and she's not taking any shit. That's what the Queen of Swords is. She's very, I mean, and we do have the word detachment here, discernment, detachment, transformation, renewal with this Python. Oh, the Python. This makes so much more sense now that I'm like in your energy, like striking, like I'm thinking of a snake, like waiting and striking when the time is right, and being fierce, and like there's a part of you that would make someone who's like doing something out of a place of misalignment or out of a place of selfish greed, like your energy and presence to them would, like, they might not emit it on the outside, but inside they're like shaking in their boots. Like, you have a ferocity about you that would scare the shit out of some people who are, again, like in places of power, but are like out of alignment. So it's making me think of someone who thinks like, oh, how could I make a difference at all? Like, how could I even put a dent in something? But your voice being so like, especially with the bow and arrows, and like how do I put this into words? Like your voice cutting to the truth so precisely, and like with the sword here on this card, and like the python and the bows and arrows, like you being able to get to the heart of something that exists in the one doing the damage, in the one inflicting the pain, in the one living in their unconsciousness and allowing horrible things to be happen when they have the power to change it. Like your voice can like get to them, if that makes sense. And this is something that can happen even if they never directly hear your voice. Now, like, hear me out here. So like if you start to speak up and speak your truth and enliven other people to the truth and the reality of like what's going on and what needs to change and who's responsible, and like holding people accountable, that's the energy. It's like this energy itself is so activating in the world and in the energy in the collective consciousness of humanity that it will meet that person. Like those that you are holding accountable, it will cut through to them, even if they never directly hear your voice. That is how powerful your truth is, your voice is, your ferocity is within this collective, like human reality. So just trust in that. Trust that your voice is in your perspective and your passion and your power is so impactful no matter what. It's just like unleash it. Like it needs to be unleashed in the world. And it does feel like it's like pent up like anger and frustration. Like even if you don't know it's there, like for instance, it's making me think of when I first heard about the Palestine stuff, the Gaza stuff. And, you know, it took me a while, but once I started really looking at what was going on, I was devastated. And it felt like it was happening, like, I mean, it was just like this recognition of our collective humanity. And like, how could we be letting something like this happen? And I was devastated for like a month. And, you know, eventually you do have to kind of like take care of your mental health, you know, because there is like that survival's guilt kind of energy. Like, what can I even do? Like, I wish I could do something. But I've noticed, you know, over time, I've allowed myself to be numbed out to it, because you kind of feel like is there even anything I could possibly do? Like, it feels so out of my hands. But I would venture to guess that if I started going down the rabbit hole again and looking at what is still happening, straight up evil on this planet, I would venture to guess that that part of me that was outraged and devastated for that situation would be activated again. And from that place, I would feel like I would have to do something. So there could be some like suppressed anger, suppressed emotions around this thing that you want to see change in the world. And like a numbing out over time when things don't change. And I think you're being called into approaching that and confronting that and seeing where you've allowed yourself to become numb. And I'm speaking to myself too, because we all do it in our cushy little life over here in the Western world, you know, we all do that. Yeah, this is, and then we have the Death card. I'm curious what that could possibly mean in this context. Oh, I'm looking at the Sea Turtle card and I feel relief because this is such an intense energy, a fierce energy. It's like, it's kind of hard to channel, honestly. But I'm looking at the Sea Turtle and he's just floating on the water. It says beginnings, self-reliance, journey, and home. So and there are 5 fish with him. And 5 is a number of change and transformation. Again, we've got this transformation energy. There's a message that following this passion, this anger, this frustration, this fed upness, and doing something about it, like doing what you can, what feels right to you, whether that's being through like creative channels, through like using your voice in whatever way you feel called to, like whatever it is. It feels like it's going to lead you into this serene, watery energy where you feel like, I don't know, like the water element is kind of emotional in nature, but I'm feeling, yes, serenity. I'm feeling peace. I'm feeling at ease. I'm wondering if working through this activated energy, like, lands in a place of calm. Like, I don't know how this makes sense, but I don't know how to put it because now I'm picturing like a calm pond of water and like, ooh, whoa. It's like, at first it felt like this calm, nice, peaceful water, but then it felt like stagnant water that was not moving. So this is interesting. And now I'm seeing like a pebble go into the stagnant water and like it's like there's like a bunch of algae and it all gets like moved from like the stone that falls in. Ooh, maybe you're the stone, or like your voice is the stone you're throwing in and you're like that stagnant energy of like, we can't do anything about this, or, you know, like, what am I even, like, how could we even change this? Or even like, maybe it's the energy of what it is you want to change. Like, it's like you acting even in the smallest ways towards, you know, doing something, like using your voice. It's like, it is making a difference. It is calling attention. It is creating a ripple. Like, it is what we need of you. And it feels like it's like the activism here, like the work is not complete without your contribution. Like, it's almost like this one pond is like your responsibility. You have this pond, and to like, you know, throw those pebbles in and shake it up. You have this pond to like clean up, I guess, if that makes sense. Sorry if this metaphor is going to be all over the place, but I think we're going somewhere. It's like you have responsibility over your own domain of like how you're meant to change the world. And every single person who feels activated to do that has their own domain as well. It's almost like it's not complete without you. Like, okay, yeah, maybe there are a lot of activists out there that are doing everything they can to make a difference. But like, you have a little world unto your own that like needs to hear your voice, if that makes sense. It's like a different world than those other, it's all one, of course, but like, I don't know, like you have a response, like it's making me think of like, if you're like a pastor of a church and you have a responsibility over this one kind of congregation, and like, you wouldn't say this congregation doesn't matter just because it's only 40 people, you know, like, oh, well, it's only 40 people. Like, what's it even going to matter if I speak truth to them and give them, you know, an experience of like the experiencing the Holy Spirit or experiencing the presence of God every week. You know what I mean? Like, how's that? Like, that's just you like shirking your responsibility. So you do have a domain of reach. And I think you recognizing that, and you recognizing that like living in this numbness and this stagnancy is like kind of like you shirking that responsibility. So, but it's okay. Like, there's no shame. I'm not shaming you. It's just like, you didn't know. It's like, oh, I didn't even realize that I do have this domain of like reach that is my responsibility. And like, holy shit, now I have to rise to that. You know, like, I do have a voice and I do have gifts and I know I can make a difference in some way. So like, I'm going to do it in my way. I'm going to do it in whatever way I feel called that makes sense to my soul and feels aligned. But one way or another, I'm going to do it. That's the feeling. Whew. Okay. I'm still curious about this death card. Nothing's come through with that. Let's look at the imagery on it. Maybe that'll help. So we have, and maybe I'll even read from the book, but we have a woman who is, there's a curtain here and there's a skull, a shadow of a skull. And she's opening the curtain and there's like a man in the bed, like a bed there. Okay, we gotta read the book, because what? Okay, so White Bear King Valamon from Norway, a Norwegian fairy tale. This seems weird. Hopefully people aren't talking about this to children or like telling this to children. Anyway, death is a huge upheaval, potentially representing the death of one way of life and the start of a new one. Life changes irrevocably, and there is no way to go back. Change is necessary. The death of childhood is important in order to grow up. Metamorphosis, evolution, loss, transition, and change, and reverse stagnation, immobility, stubbornness, festering, decay. Wow. The reversal in that pond metaphor where it was like all this algae and just stagnant, mucky, blah. Wow. Yeah, like you need to throw your stones into the pond. Like shit needs to be stirred up for sure. You need to learn more about like the world or whatever it is that you feel passionate, like, you know, that you want to make a difference in. You need to start like getting information and downloading information, because you are meant to make a difference. We do need your voice. Definitely. The death of childhood is important in order to grow up. That could be like you rising to your responsibility as an adult to do something for the world. That could be part of this. Like, this is a pretty powerful reading. I hope this is waking you up to what you know you need, and to go after it. So yeah. Okay. Okay, I think I'm going to pull a few cards from the Radiant Wilds Tarot, and then I've got a couple from the Faceted Garden, and that will be your reading, group number 2. My powerful activists, my fierce warriors. Ace of Swords. Oh, no, I thought group number 1 had Ace of Swords, but you have the Queen of Swords. So we have Ace of Swords, Three of Cups. I want one more. And wow, you have the Page of Swords twice here. So I'm actually going to read the Page of Swords from this Radiant Wilds guidebook. Just because you have it twice, I want to get like an external message. Okay. And I will say in these two cards, there are flowers coming out of the like brain. So again, we have that message of like knowledge and information and taking in information. This could be you going back to school. This could be you doing your own research. This can be like also swords is communication. So like this could be you reaching out to ask questions for people who are struggling or people who are going through things that you want to make a difference in. Like people whose lives you want to make a difference in. It could be like reaching out and communicating with them. Yeah, so let's read this Page of Swords. Expansion, unfolding, and passion. The Page of Swords' head forms an unfolding blossom, invigorated by the golden sun lighting it up. She thinks, feels, and speaks beauty, for she is permeated by infinite inner blooms. Although the only other vegetation near the Page of Swords are the cacti in the distance, she is unafraid to explore the barren desert terrain in search of water. The Page of Swords is a wildflower who will face what her flourishing requires of her. The Page of Swords is lit up by the golden spark of the mental realms, allowing her to vibrantly unfold. This card indicates that you are expanding your mind and broadening your world. Unafraid to transform your beliefs into new blooms, you are invigorated to prosper in uncharted territory. Stay alert to what's around you, for you will need to find water to unfurl. Again, with the water symbolism here, it's like you don't need the stagnant water, you need clean water. Maybe the cleaner water is like at the depths of the pond. Anyway, continue your discovery. Wildflowers will thrive even in the most unforgiving places, and so can you. The Page of Swords encourages you to lean into your curiosities and move forward with any bud you hope to unfold. Okay, yes, like Page of Swords, start small. Like start where your curiosity leads you and like open up to the world that wants to open up before you, because you just have such a powerful impact. Like you can have such a powerful impact in the world. You just need more awareness and knowledge and connections. Words flow with ease, for you are learning the gentle language of flowers. Your vitality and passion inspire and motivate others for your cause. Sharing your beautiful thoughts and hearing others will help you flourish. Okay, so the shadow. I definitely want to read this. The reverse Page of Swords deprives the world of her blossoming mind. Don't let fear of what others may think halt your vision. Instead, give them a chance to receive you in all your magnificence. The terrain might not be as unforgiving as you think. By keeping your unfolding buds to yourself, you are missing out on connecting more deeply with the universe and vice versa. While carrying all the flowers of the world within, you are also an integral part of its endless garden. Your contributions matter. What feels personal actually tends to be universal, so you can help others feel nourished by sharing yourself. Trust what's inside you to align with what's around you, and use your words with integrity. You might just help someone else thrive. Furthermore, expressing yourself is your chance to evolve your mind and rise towards higher states of consciousness. Consciousness itself will expand with you. Radiance tip. Practice conscious communication. Reflect what others say back to them in your own words and respond thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively. Okay. Okay, beautiful. Beautiful. That was perfect little message to kind of end here. But yeah, we've got the Three of Cups. It is a card about community, about celebration. Ace of Swords is communication. Epiphany is open mind. Like, yeah, I think you're meant to connect to the greater whole with your vision for what you want to see happen in the world, and to learn more about how you can move forward in that vision, and learn more about the world in general. So yeah, or not necessarily the world in general, but like the issue at hand. Like learn more about, like for instance, if you feel passionate about like ending poverty, you learning about poverty, learning about what people are really going through, talking to like real time people about it, like gaining more knowledge about it, that kind of thing. Whatever it is, just opening up to what you need to learn and how you need to grow and shift in that area of your life and in life in general, and how you can rise to make a difference in your privilege, So, yeah, okay. I'm going to pull one card from the Faceted Garden, and that will be your reading. And I hope this reading doesn't come off as like, I don't know, like not shaming, but like you need to, like I mentioned, like in your privilege, which it is true. I mean, I really think this reading, like I need to say all of this to myself too. I think we all kind of need to hear this sometimes. Like if we live in a place where we do have privilege and we do have like the power to use our voice, we should. Like being an onlooker and just letting things happen and not recognizing that we have a voice in it and we can make a difference and make a change, that's just as bad as doing the thing. So it's like, again, I don't want to like shame you. Like, again, a lot of times we're unconscious. We don't realize, but once we awaken to the reality that we have a difference and we have a responsibility, things start to change. We have winter. Okay. So winter is a time of dormancy, which is interesting. Because this whole reading has been about activation. And this is a reminder that it will not all be times of activation, and you are human, and you will have these times of dormancy. You will have these times of going within, of more just like being internal and being in silence and regrouping and recollecting your energy. And that is perfectly fine and safe to do. That is what you are meant to do. We can't, we need you rested. We need you feeling good about your body and your being and your life. We need you experiencing joy. We need you experiencing love. We need you experiencing bliss and pleasure, because that is the world you intend to see. So if you, like, we need you embodying the world that you want to see for others. We need you both in that passion and that ignition and recognizing that the world isn't perfect and there's so much work to do, but also that life can be good and you are worthy of that. You are worthy of feeling rested and full and fulfilled and overflowing and happy. That's the whole point, like, we need you in that energy so that you can open that door for others to experience the same. So, okay. I think this is your message, group number 2. Really beautiful. Thank you so much for being here. I am honored by your presence, and I hope I see you in another one. Bye. So, circling back to the initial prompt, which is, how can you invite more joy into your life? Well, it feels as though there is a part of you that is going unexpressed and unutilized, and it will be like an infinite joy for you to do good for others. And that is it. Like, service is a part of your soul. Activism is a part of your soul. Speaking the truth and like holding people accountable who are doing wrong is a part of your soul, and is going to ultimately bring you a sense of it's almost like, I don't want to say joy. Like, I feel joy in like holding someone accountable, but I think it's like there's a part of you that can't fully embrace the joy of your life if you know you're not doing anything to help others, like in your privilege. So I think in a crazy roundabout way, that's the message here. You going after and rising to this responsibility and will ultimately help you embrace more joy in your life. So yeah, alrighty, group number 2, this was your reading. Thank you so much for being here. I am honored by your presence, and I hope I see you in another one. Bye. All right, my lovely human. If you'd like to be supported by me more deeply through powerful energy healing transmissions that serve as monthly anchor points to keep you grounded and aligned to your most fulfilling and abundant path, along with access to a growing collection of exclusive soulful pick a flower readings, I'd be honored to have you in the sacred space of my Little Flower Patreon community. My intention is for this space to be a spiritual lifeline to healing, clarity, and soul alignment. A sacred container that leaves you feeling free and safe to unfold into your most authentic and abundant nature. I've made this accessible at just $8 per month, intentionally so as the number 8 symbolizes abundance, balance, and unity. If you feel called, feel free to like, comment, or subscribe to the Little Flower YouTube channel, as all of these exchanges help not only for my channel growth, but for me to feel connected to the fabric of the community who finds their way into the energetic space I've created. Feel free to browse my single infinite prayer energy healing transmissions, check out my adorable merch featuring my bee and flowers logo and the phrase, "Hello, lovely human," and leave me a tip, or in other words, buy me a coffee if you feel called to. I sometimes offer personal readings, so be on the lookout for open slots for those as well. Everything you'll need is listed in the description box below. Last but not least, I have another YouTube channel called Soul Hearken, which is my heart and soul in video form. If you feel called to it, I'd be honored to have you over there as well. With so much gratitude, I send you prayers of happiness, peace, health, and wealth. You are honored and loved. Hello, lovely human. Welcome to the Little Flower. My name is Krista, and I use the presence and essence of flowers along with the tarot to deliver messages to help you align to your most authentic and abundant nature and path. So for today's reading, I'm asking the question, how can you invite more joy into your life? So as always, these readings end up spanning so many different ranges of messages that could possibly come through, and a lot of times they don't necessarily seem directly related to the idea of joy. Like, for instance, for group number 2, it was a lot about activism and civic duty almost, in a way, like doing your part. And a lot of times that comes with having to rise to something and go through a transformation and be to walk through challenges. So you kind of think, like, how could that bring joy? But ultimately it was like a message of, well, you can't really fully embrace your joy if there are people, there's like injustices in the world, and you have a voice and you can make a difference, but you're not doing anything about it. So how can you fully embrace your joy if you're not living up to that, when that's a part of your soul? So anyway, I don't know why I had to mention that, but you get what I'm saying. So we'll see what comes through in this reading. I just want to keep it completely open-ended. We'll see what you need to hear that's related to you and your ability to encompass the joy in your life. So you chose the purple coneflower. So the purple coneflower is echinacea, and it is symbolic of strength, health, and resilience. Echinacea is actually really good for the immune system, so that's why I chose the strength, health, and resilience as the symbolism for this beautiful flower. I love this flower. It reminds me of a time when I was younger, when I worked in a flower garden, and I don't know, it just reminds me of home, the energy of home. And let's see what this flower has to say to you. Let's ask this purple coneflower if they have anything that you might need to hear right now, or that they want to say. The peace and love I feel for you in your presence is immense. I could never love another the way I love you. And yet, here I am, moving forward, moving on, as if meeting you didn't forever alter the way I exist on this plane, alter my reality. I don't want to move on from you, but it feels as though I have to. I have to let you be. I know you're meant for beautiful things, and I feel as though my presence would halt the beautiful trajectory that you are on. So I let you go. I release you. And I can't wait to see all the amazing things you do, the beautiful people you'll meet. And I know that you will end up in the arms of the one and ones that you're meant to. So much love. Wow. This was a message, this was like a goodbye message. So if that's something you're going through right now, that maybe you are either saying goodbye to someone or someone is saying goodbye to you. There's this feeling of a goodbye that's really, truly like needed for the growth of your soul. And I say your soul because we're going to focus on your soul and your trajectory and your path. So this is a letting go, a complete letting go and trusting in where you're headed and knowing you're going to end up with the right person or people in the right places. And you have such a beautiful purpose and life ahead of you that, this goodbye may be bittersweet, but it's necessary. So again, if this is something you're going through, stick around and we will see what else comes through for you. Interesting. Or I mean, maybe that could have just been an introductory message and the message that comes after is completely different, but either way, someone needed to hear that. So, okay. So I pulled an overarching theme card from the Tarot Flora and you got the King of Pentacles. Okay. Now this does make me think this is like a goodbye from a relationship. Kings and queens. I mean, court cards do make me think of people, but especially kings and queens. And King of Pentacles is this solid, stable, always present, always supportive, always grounded and there for you. All providing energy. And this is what you're worthy of. You're worthy of this type of presence in your life. And if this isn't something that this person you're releasing was able or willing to give, then you're heading in the right direction because this is the direction you're heading in. So this does feel like it's turning out to be some sort of relationship reading or love reading. So let's keep going and see what else we get to get any confirmation or messages moving forward. I'm pulling a couple cards from the Secret Language of Animals Oracle. If this is in a relationship, this is you walking away from poverty consciousness, honestly. This is you walking away from like having hopes and dreams that are unrealized and feeling like you're unworthy of them actually materializing. And this is you walking into a reality where what you truly deserve is materializing in your life, and you're walking into it with the knowing that you are truly, truly 100% worthy of it. So we have the Python. Oh my God, that came out in group number 2. And then, ooh, the eagle. I love this. Love that they're both facing inward towards this King of Pentacles energy. And this could even be energy you're entering into, like this very powerful, grounded, like supportive energy towards your loved ones. This is very abundant energy. This is like protective. This is all like giving. This is very overflowing and giving outward to people and having the means to do it. So with Eagle, we have vision, freedom, authority, and inspiration. And with Python, we have discernment, detachment, transformation, and renewal. Okay, so this is, again, if at any point that relationship stuff comes in, then great. But now I feel like this is about you and your trajectory and your soul. Because this feels like someone who knows their worth, who knows what they're creating and walking towards in their life. And they are being completely uncompromising about it. And they are being all protective over it. They are protecting their path. This is you. You are protecting your path moving forward. You know what you want. You know where you're going. And you are honed in. And you have all the resources you need. You are completely provided for on this path. You are the provider for yourself on this path, and you may be being provided for by external energies as well and external people as well, but ultimately you are walking a path where you are going to be the provider. So this is beautiful. This feels so grounded, so stable. Like this trajectory seems so rooted, and so I'm really proud of you for how far you've come to get yourself to this point where you feel so like safe in the trajectory of this like manifestation, this life creation, whatever it is that you're building. You are rooted, you're here, and it's only a matter of time before things really truly start to unfold and materialize in your life. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So yeah, vision, freedom, authority. I like the word authority here because I feel like you finally feeling you have authority over your own life's trajectory. You know where you're going. And with discernment, yeah, the word discernment, and then like the python. And I did think of this metaphor with in group number 2, but like the snake striking, like waiting and then knowing when to strike, like having that instinct. You have that instinct. You know where you're going, what you're doing, and you know like when to give a little, when to pull back, like you know when to put in the work, when to take your rest. Like you know what you're building, and your energy is just completely aligned to it. So you're building wealth, you're building abundance. I'm seeing a home, I'm seeing a piece of land, like not necessarily you have to, but this is the energy, like this like legacy energy, this like building something solid, like a beautiful foundation, and you feeling like you will never not have your needs met, and then some, like, and then some to give to the world around you. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy to start off with. I'm going to pull a couple cards from the Divine Feminine energy, and I love this as well because we're going to have Divine Feminine energy surrounding and encompassing this rooted, more masculine energy that we're looking at right now. So this is really beautiful. Yeah, this is you stepping into an inner confidence in your ability to like have dominion over the material world in a way that feels aligned and in integrity with your soul. So because of that, you feel like that authority energy is coming from a place of soul, coming from a place of true power. And it's interesting because you're meeting an energy of like, at least in the Western world, like in like a capitalistic world, there is a lot, there's a prevalence of the way in which things are done being very, of course, masculine driven. But that doesn't, like, masculine doesn't have to mean a bad thing. But when it's in its shadow, I guess, like you're walking into like the positive, like light element of the masculine, powerful, creative force. But you're coming up against a world that has been created in like a shadow masculine energy of control and force and greed and all those things. And so there is this like beautiful authority you're having when it comes to the recognition of the divine masculine within, and you exercising that power in the world around you as superior to the way things have been done, the way in which things have been done that have gone after, like, I guess, profit at the cost of like human dignity. You are challenging that, and you are holding authority over that and saying, no, that is wrong. But the way in which I'm going to move forward in protection and in love and in harmony and in honoring of the divine feminine, in honoring of the human soul and human integrity, this is the right way. And I have just as much authority and power to harness these material resources as anyone. I have more authority and power because this authority and power comes from soul. So boom, like you're creating wealth and abundance from a harmony with the natural world and a harmony with humanity, and it is absolutely beautiful. And I love that you're like rising into that authority of that. That's so beautiful. And it's like calling out the man. It's like calling out the way things have been done, like holding people accountable with your beautiful, like, this is the way it's meant to be done kind of energy. That's amazing. So we have Kuan Yin, which I am actually somewhat familiar with Kuan Yin. Very beautiful divine feminine energy here. The goddess of compassion. Oh, I love that. I recognize suffering in order to release it. Curiosity breeds compassion. Yeah, there's such like an inquisitive energy here. Like like wanting to learn more about the world and wanting to do right by the world and do right by humanity and just move forward in compassion and love and gentleness towards humanity. That's the feeling. And then we have Lala, the saint of spoken words. Every word I say becomes a prayer. I am the author of my own story. Love that. Aren't these cards funny? Some of the, like it's just actually the king court cards. Like, they're strutting their shit. Let's just look at this guy. He's like modeling. I don't know. I just think they're funny. I just thought I'd mention that. Maybe you have a sense of humor moving forward and like a joy about you that shines through. Anyway, okay. This is like the divine masculine within you being activated and you using it and harnessing it, but the divine feminine within you being what you, like your, how do I put this? Like being like what your truest purpose exists within. So like that love, that compassion, that harmony with nature, and like that nurturing energy, that nurturing quality, that soft, loving energy that we so desperately need more of on this planet. It's like that part of you're keeping safe and you're keeping held in truth and in honor, and protecting it, and you harnessing your masculine at the same time to protect it and to pave the path forward, so that that part of your voice and that part of your energy can be truly, fully expressed in the world. So you have such a beautiful balance between your divine feminine and your divine masculine energy, like that structure and that power and that authority mixed with that softness and love and nurturing and truth. And like, you're just amazing at moving forward in both. Like, how do you do it? Create a course about it. Like, this is really amazing. I want to stay aligned with my original intention. Of course, it is how can you invite more joy into your life? So how can you continue to harness this energy? Or maybe this is something you're walking into that you don't even feel fully like embodied in, but like it's coming. Yeah. This could even be in a relationship form. It's like I could see like the masculine energy in the relationship, like taking on all the structural elements. Like if you're, say you're running a business together, or you have like a mission together that you're going after, it's like the divine feminine being the voice and the energy and the love behind everything, and the divine masculine being the one who paves the way and creates the platform for her to stand on, and like lifts her up and honors her voice and her truth. And there's so many ways this reading can go blah, blah, blah. But I'm just going to rest in this energy, and maybe you should too. Like, just take a few deep breaths and rest in this transmission. Like, I really feel such a beautiful balance here, and it feels very honed and like integrated and embodied, and I love it. Let yourself encompass and embody the beautiful, discerning, divine masculine energies within you, and the beautiful, nurturing qualities of the divine feminine within you. Let it all exist as one within your being, a pillar of light that strengthens you, guides you, nurtures you, uplifts you, speaks through you. You are trusted. You are aligned. Trust in where you're being guided. So far, there is a really strong, like a mission-oriented kind of energy, like a honed focus. in what you're walking towards and what you're creating. And I'm gonna pull some tarot cards now. I literally just I edited it out. I'm sure I did. But I just sat there for like a minute or two, like just embodying like that focus, and because it feels so good. Like I'm someone who does exist. I enjoy existing more in like a flowy, feminine spontaneity, energy. And I do struggle with structure, but because when I think of structure, I think of boxes and it makes me feel like blah. But this isn't, this energy feels just like honed and focused and like sure, and like that authoritative, like it's like reassuring, and it made me like I wanted to sit in it for a while. So whatever you're doing to embody that energy, keep going, because it's working for you. Okay, so I'm going to pull some cards from the Tarot of the Divine, which I just got right before I went to do this reading. I went upstairs to get water, and my aunt had a new tarot deck for me. So, of course, I have to use it in your reading. But yeah, let's see what comes through in the tarot here. Oh my God, we're just spilling out. I'm going to keep it. We got, oh, it's just 2 cards. Yes, I'm going to keep them. We have the King of Pentacles again. Oh my God, that is wild. Let that be a confirmation to that initial message of you building that abundance. And you are so aligned right now to your abundance. You are so aligned to the structures you're creating. Like everything is, like the roots have already like rooted themselves. Like you don't have to, like, at this point, if you've been like watering your seed and like nourishing your plant until it grows and grows and grows, it feels like this is like the tree or the plant where the roots are so deep. It's like a perennial. It's something that will come back every year. Or if it's a tree, of course, it will come back every year. It will stay all year. And this is like, you've done it. It's planted, it's rooted. At this point, you don't even really have to water it unless it's like a drought, it's like this thing can take care of itself. Like that's the feeling. We have the 5 of Pentacles, which is the opposite energy. So we'll see what that has to say for us. The Ace of Wands. Ooh, we have the Judgment card in the center. I love that. The Magician, which I think makes perfect sense. Manifestation power. 4 of Wands. Beautiful. And the Moon. Oh, I love that the Moon is here, because the Moon is such like divine, feminine, intuitive energy. There's, again, you have such a beautiful balance. I love it. Okay, for some reason I want to read the Magician's story in the book, because this deck, it's inspired by deities, folklore, and fairy tales from around the world. And this looks like Cinderella, kind of, but I'm just definitely curious. Oh, the fairy godmother. I was kind of right, yeah. French fairy tale. The magician is a helping hand. She has the ability to change raw materials into something wonderful, and dreaming into doing, but she is only the helping hand. It is up to the protagonist to use her support, moving forward to do the right thing. Upright, originality, self-confidence, skill, a breakthrough, and resourcefulness. And reversed, insecurity, delay, lack of imagination, closed doors, and manipulation. Okay, so I love that. I feel like this is a message that there is support for you and there is help for you to move forward on this journey. And it's going to come in unexpected ways, and it's going to come in magical ways sometimes. So I was almost like, when I was getting sucked into that discerning, focused energy, it like was all consuming. And I feel like at this point, like I said, your plant is rooted. You can like ease up a little bit. You can like have fun and play within the structures you've already created. And I feel like you can open up and be more receptive, and like let ideas and energies in and advice in that you normally wouldn't have before. You can open your mind to new ways of beings. You can open your like mind to maybe pivoting a little on your path. Like I think it's served you to be so focused up to this point and so like narrow almost with what you were doing. But now it's time to kind of like be in a little bit more freedom in your energy and more flow. And again, because there are resources available to you and support available to you that you could, like, if you're not paying attention or if you're not open, you can miss it. So open your mind, open your spirit to the help that wants to come to you. And every day, you know, like, open up a feeling of gratitude for that support that's coming in for you, because it's there. The judgment card is in the center of your reading, and the judgment card is about awakening. It can be about, like, the original card in the Rider-Waite is, I believe, people coming out of, not their coffins, but it might be their coffins. It's like the energy of people rising from the dead. It's like Easter energy, like, you know, Jesus rising from his grave. Like, it's the phoenix rising from the ashes. So it's, There's a song by Bird Talker that just came into my mind called Shake Off Your Grave Clothes. Interesting. I'm seeing someone who, like, this is you, like, this discernment and this focus. And then once you've reached this new threshold, which you have, where the plant is rooted and you can be free and have fun and flow, like you've, it is the feeling of like someone shedding skin, like rising from the grave of their old life. It's like maybe you built a bridge from one, like, way of being. Like, we have the Five of Pentacles here, which again is the opposite of the King of Pentacles. Like, that is a feeling of lack and of not having what you need. And I feel like that could be where you're coming from. Like, you've built this bridge, and I could see how you feeling like you need to hold tightly to the bridge, or hold tightly to, like, or like keep checking on the bridge to make sure it's growing, or to make sure it's stable, and make sure it's not going anywhere, you know. Like, it feels like you can let go and trust and have fun moving forward, and trust that bridge. And it's kind of beautiful because it feels like when you've built this bridge, now you've built this bridge is going to last, and other people can now use the bridge and get to where you're going as well. Like, they can, like, you've paved a path that wasn't there before for other people to go from this impoverished energy to this abundant energy. And that's amazing. And the beautiful thing about it as well is you've encoded within the bridge, like, the knowledge of how to keep the bridge strong and steady. And so if anybody comes across the bridge moving forward, like, you don't have to worry about it, because those who come after you, they will recognize when the bridge needs repairing, or if it needs altered according to the landscape shifting, or, you know, like, they will do the work for you. Like, you can trust that this is a bridge that was built through soul and spirit. And because of that, others who are on the same or similar path as you, or who are also aligned with soul and spirit, when they come across this bridge and they see that it needs work, they're going to feel lit up and inspired to do the work, because they're going to see it as a worthy pursuit. So you can trust in others. You can trust in other people. Like, you can trust in the universe that you're existing in. You can trust in the collective consciousness of humanity that you're existing in. You can let it go and just move forward in joy and lightness and trust and abundance and generosity and overflowingness and know that this is life now. You can trust it. Wow, that's beautiful. That's like such a nourishing feeling, and like a grounded feeling and a safe feeling. You have the Four of Wands here, which is about, like, a happy home life. It's about celebrations. It can be about marriage. Like it's a beautiful happy card. And I feel like this is you being on that new plateau and being able to celebrate how far you've come and celebrate with those that are closest to you. And this is you being able to create a life from a foundation where you can experience joy on the day to day, and you don't have to worry about your needs being met anymore, because you exist with not only all your needs being met, but all your desires being met as well. And overflow and abundance, and you being able to truly live an aligned life to soul. And this means you can afford things like, for instance, in my case, I'll give you an example for me. I want to build abundance because I would love to afford like clothing that is made from high quality materials that are in harmony with the earth. You know, I want to be able to afford to pay whoever is hand making those beautiful clothing, you know, and like feed into that energy, like feed into true craftsmen and craftswomen, and like be able to give, like, feed into that economy that's in harmony with humanity and the earth. And a lot of times that economy is quote unquote more expensive, but that's the thing, like we can get ourselves to this higher place where this abundance just flows in, and we're able to use it in the way we desire, and we're able to use it in a conscious way where we're spending our dollar really truly makes a difference. So you rising to live in this abundance is such a benefit to the world around you, because it's like you can finally live in a way that feels, yeah, again, another thing is like getting a home where it's sustainable, and you have like sustainable plumbing, you do like water catchment systems, like you do solar power, and you can spend a little more to create a structure that you live in that is completely balanced with the earth, you know, things like that. So it's like this is such a benefit to humanity. And again, like the where you're putting your money, you're feeding the economy in ways like where people aren't being exploited, you know, like we want to starve that economy and we want to feed into like people being well paid and honored for their work. We want to feed into a world where people have like people are like have the like a world that is supportive of people exploring their gifts and finding their passions and doing what they love to do, so that we can pay them to do that, you know, like, and we're helping to build a world where everybody can truly do what lights them up. That's the world I want to see, and I know that's the world you want to see. So that's what you're a part of right now. Let's see. So we have the Ace of Wands. And ooh, there's a feeling of, with the Ace of Wands being here. Ooh, and I like that it's a paintbrush. That's super cool. I think moving forward, you're going to be able to have more freedom in your expression and in like what you're creating in this world that is like helping you to create wealth. So like you can have more fun and have more play within that sphere of like kind of like your offering to the world and your service to the world. This could be you having like built something to where you do have free time to work on your art, to work on what lights you up, what your passions are, the things that you do for free, you know, like that's that kind of energy. Yeah, so this, I see you like with this newfound stability and freedom, like you granting yourself permission to do these things that just simply and purely bring you joy and light you up, and there is no end goal. So yeah, like you, like ultimately, like with my question being how can you bring more joy into your life, it is just easing up, realizing you don't have to be so honed and nose to the grindstone anymore. Like the plant's rooted, Have fun, be free. What do you really want to do? What does your soul really feel called to do? Start doing that. Start being childlike and free and carefree and enjoy your life because you deserve it. You deserve it. Start following the breadcrumbs, the curiosities that light you up. Maybe there are things that you want to do that are like passion projects that lead to making the world a better place. Like anything you do is going to benefit the world because you're adding to a world that allows for people to experience a life like yours. So let yourself have that life because it's, again, you're building that bridge for others to cross. And those bridges will be maintained forever by God through humans, but by God, you know. So, wow. Okay, I'm going to pull one last card or maybe a couple last cards, which this bottom one just came right out. So, actually, we have birth, winter, and metamorphosis. This is insane. Like the birth energy, like there's a fetus here. Yeah, I think you have something that's, that's what I was going to say. I forgot to say it. I think like on this new plateau and you starting to have fun and like follow your curiosities and your creativity, I really think that from this place that like something new is going to be born within you. Like, and you're going to reach even higher than you ever thought. And you're going to like give something to the world that we desperately want and need, and that's going to bring all of us joy. So not only are you inviting joy into your life by following your passion and what you truly want to do, but by doing that, you're literally just like dropping pure joy into the world around you and inspiration into the world around you. So yeah, we need you in that playful, curious, beautiful energy. Again with the, oh no, that was group number 2. Never mind. But the metamorphosis was, the transformation energy was strong in group number 2. But we do have the word here, the python transformation. Oh yeah, the snake shedding its skin. Did I say that earlier? That's funny. I didn't even like remember that there was a snake here. But yeah, and there is a butterfly over here. That's cool. So I think you're totally transforming into like a whole new being that's experiencing life in a whole new colorful, beautiful way. And just trust in where you're being led and trust in the ebbs and flows of life. Like the winter card always makes me think of like recognizing that there will be times of like slowness and there will be times of dormancy and just going within and being still. But then it will always come back to this explosive, beautiful light and color that exists within you and your passions and your love and what you want to give, like the ins and outs, the ebbs and flows, like just ride it all, just go with it all. And just, I think that pressure is being lifted off of you to like create or to perform or whatever it may be, you know, like I think you're going to be entering into a time where your previous work and like foundation setting is like holding you to be more free, and that's just absolutely beautiful. You've done the work, you've been so focused, and there's so much praise coming in for you for that. And so have fun, be free, be light, follow your curiosities, because whatever it is you're going to do after following, like going down those rabbit holes and following those breadcrumbs is exactly what we need from you. So alrighty, group number 3. Thank you so much for being here. I am honored by your presence, and I hope I see you in another reading. Bye. All right, my lovely human. If you'd like to be supported by me more deeply through powerful energy healing transmissions that serve as monthly anchor points to keep you grounded and aligned to your most fulfilling and abundant path, along with access to a growing collection of exclusive soulful pick a flower readings, I'd be honored to have you in the sacred space of my Little Flower Patreon community. My intention is for this space to be a spiritual lifeline to healing, clarity, and soul alignment. A sacred container that leaves you feeling free and safe to unfold into your most authentic and abundant nature. I've made this accessible at just $8 per month, intentionally so as the number 8 symbolizes abundance, balance, and unity. If you feel called, feel free to like, comment, or subscribe to the Little Flower YouTube channel. as all of these exchanges help not only for my channel growth, but for me to feel connected to the fabric of the community who finds their way into the energetic space I've created. Feel free to browse my single infinite prayer energy healing transmissions, check out my adorable merch featuring my bee and flowers logo and the phrase, "Hello, lovely human," and leave me a tip, or in other words, buy me a coffee if you feel called to. I sometimes offer personal readings, so be on the lookout for open slots for those as well. Everything you'll need is listed in the description box below. Last but not least, I have another YouTube channel called Soul Hearken, which is my heart and soul in video form. If you feel called to it, I'd be honored to have you over there as well. With so much gratitude, I send you prayers of happiness, peace, health, and wealth. You are honored and loved.